Yo, it's your boy Tyrese Bonobo Bani, Cape Town, South Africa. Welcome to the Cape Mic Podcast, brought to you by Rooftop TV, the #1 city in the world, Cape Town. I've got my main man, the man that we're talking about, in the basketball space, from South Africa to America, to Minnesota Timberwolves, NBA, to fashion, music, and the lifestyle. So we're talking to Vincent Tunja today, the main guest for the lifestyle. Welcome, Vince.
Mucho kunjani la kuvizizwe udlamini uJamaka Sijatu fakade Vincent Tunja ngabaninzi abandaziyo, born and bred in Cape Town.
Yes sir. So Jamaka Sijatu, Vince, tell us, my brother, about your journey with sports. Tell us about the journey, about Cape Town lifestyle. As you know, this is Rooftop TV bringing this, so it's all about anything all the way up on the hills, you know. So how is Cape Town fashion, lifestyle, and the sports connected? So you can start with the sports, you can start with the fashion, you can start with wherever you want to start. So we just want to know, you know, what's the vibe in Cape Town?
Well, let me start with the fashion side, you know, because I feel I've been blessed, you know, in having to engage in many parts of it, in the sports side, in the just grassroots side, and also fortunately in the fashion side of the space, you know, as a model. Started out working, you know, through sports agencies, eventually doing big ad campaigns, you know, for brands like your Adidas. I did shoots for who's this, Kevin Klein, you know, remember 15 on Orange, you know, we're sitting and doing Kevin Klein, you know, for international brands, and eventually also adverts, you know, ventured into it. I remember flying to Prague, you know, to work with Jose Mourinho, you know, on a worldwide international advert. So for me, Cape Town has brought that space for me where I could be able to express my inner me in terms of the talents in acting, in the fashion, in the modeling world, you know, and the best part of it is when we go in the functions where you dress up and look the part and feel the part, you know. So we never lost that touch, you know. Even now in our older and mature days, we still try to look fresh and kick it, you know, and just keep it authentic, you know, not looking like anyone else, you know. So that has been the blessing, you know, being born and bred in Cape Town, and for me, I still feel like our dress sense as the #1 destination in the world. We go to these spaces in US, in Milan, in everywhere else, you name it. We go and represent because we were authentic, you know. So that has been my inspiration, and I can't fault it. So I'm grateful to Cape Town for giving me that space to do that.
Thank you for that. As you know, guys, Vincent is part of the big modeling space in Cape Town, and we heard that your party was the best party, was the party of the year. You know, during winter, you know, 24th of June, Rooftop TV was there as well. You know, so we had this. So far, you had the best party, and we saw you dressing up in some suits. And we saw you changing as well, you know, coming with some different styles. So what inspired a fashion sense on that day?
Well, once again, it's the fact that people, when they acknowledge what you have done in the game, you know, it feels so good, because I was dressed, you know, by a big firm in suits, you know, who decided to give me, you know, the dress up from top to bottom, you know, in a way that when you look at a black man, you're like, damn, you know, that's slick, that's smooth, that's black excellence, that's legit, that's quality, that's genuine, you know. So I felt so good, you know, because I feel that in general the guys, Najim and Baker and them, and the work they're doing now, and also dressing the national Springboks team, and now here is a kid from Gooks being dressed by them as well. I mean, it's surreal, you know. So I felt acknowledged, and I felt that it was about damn time that we also, you know, get to suit up a little bit. It was fun, you know. I enjoyed looking that part, and even the people who came to party with me showed some love and respect, you know, and dressed up according to the theme. But nonetheless, just in general, even when I had to change, I changed in the Zygost wear, you know, the latest, coolest fashion, you know, gear you can get nowadays, you know, where, you know, you just can't go wrong, you know. So that's the standard where I feel I am right now, where if I'm toning down to a suit, I'm going to a Zygost wear. If I'm toning down to a Zygost wear, I'm putting my African print wear, I'm in my sports wear. So it's more about comfortability, but while I'm still comfortable, I feel like I just have just to put that ooze in it, just to say, hey, look at that guy, man. It's like it's different in its own way.
I think it was very interesting for us as the Rooftop TV to be there and to experience that, you know, because we came for the coach, you know, and then you came in the most swag, you know, like your suit was on point, you know, 10 out of 10. And then when you change with the Zeitgeist, honcho and the Nj, you know, t-shirt and the Vince eyewear, you know, that changed the game because everybody came to see the coach, you know. We thought we were going to see like basketball balls running around, you know. all we saw is like a gentleman, you know, a gentleman of honor, a gentleman who has an amazing fashion sense, you know. Moving away from fashion, you know, let's go to music. You know, I saw that 3 Months Cup was there, you know, I saw that DJ Lloyd was there, I saw that DJ Kaunda was there, you know, different type of guys, Khotso and all of these other guys were there, and your music selection that day, you know, and also I had a chance to, you know, to be on the deck. So, you know, but the selection, I'm telling you, it was amazing. So tell me about music. How is the connection with Vincent Dunja as a coach of a biggest basketball team, Cape Town Tigers and Minnesota Timberwolves? How is the connection of these music brands to be around you that day and to be part of your sound selection or sound of the day?
Well, you know, when people of stature start supporting the cause and start supporting what you do, it means you're doing something right. You know, the guys you've mentioned, they're legends and doing great things in their own respective spaces, you know, as DJs, as people who work in broadcasting and TV and whatsoever. So when they come and honor you, it means that you are really on the right path. You know, it means you are really continuously just being celebrated, you know. So that's one of the things that I'm grateful for, and it was nice to see them. So shout out to all the guys who came out to show love and support, and which is something that I continuously say we lack in general here in Cape Town, where we just unite and combine our resources and skills and supporting one another and promote that element of brotherhood, you know. So that's what I believe in. And me having to travel around the world, I get to see that a lot, you know, where guys just gather, you know, in suits, you know, in New York, you know, just dress up. You know, you get about 150 guys. Imagine what that looks like, you know. Black guys dressed like, you know, from head to toe, you know, talking about black excellence, talking about their careers, talking about how they can advance their emancipation, you know. All of those things are things that helps when you travel internationally. So for me, those are things that I believe that I can take and just come and plant here in South Africa, in Cape Town to be precise, you know. So it's a start of that when I see DJs of that caliber, when I see the guys you mentioned come and support, because I believe when we are together in doing things and supporting each other, I mean, it makes the world a little bit easier, you know, than me doing things on my own, you know. So that's my belief, and I'll continuously go about doing that. Just moving forward in terms of my music and how it relates just to my soul, you know. You know, there are two things that makes me alive, you know. I believe besides oxygen, which is natural, I believe water and music, those things, like they keep me alive, you know, because they speak without you even having to share a word with them, you know. The spirituality in you speaks with them, because yes, we believe in God, Yes, we trust that is alive and within us, but what is it that you interact with that's next to you? So for me, the water, the music, sometimes I'll be in a bad mood, but when I put on that sound, when I put on a song that resonates with my rhythm, a song that resonates with how I want to feel at that moment, it always just uplifts my spirit. So, I mean, that's what I believe in, hip hop, kwaito, gospel, you name it. For me, music is all about the mood that I'm in. It's all about how I'm just trying to just uplift the spirit that I want to be in, because to be touched and to be moved, you don't just do it by yourself. We're humans, we are only capable of doing so much, but when you put things that can make you to be aligned with yourself in a bigger and a better space, I believe music plays that part for me.
Shout out to music, man. As you know, guys, we're celebrating 50 years of hip-hop worldwide. So we're just going to ask Vince what is his top 5 for hip-hop. As you know, we're celebrating 50 years of hip-hop worldwide.
Damn. Wow, that's a very, very tough one. It's been, 50 years of hip-hop anniversary worldwide. So to choose 5 songs out of 50 years, that's like
five artists, or your top 10, or your top 10, it can be different eras, it can be anything, because as you know, we're not choosing, we're celebrating. So it doesn't have to be in any particular order, just like your top 10 that comes out of you.
All right, the first one that just comes to mind, it reminds me of my younger days when I was about to start basketball in the hip hop scene. It's a song, the only song that has no chorus in the world. Flipmo Squad meets Def Squad. The song calls One Rhyme. I think so. Yeah, one rhyme, just one rhyme. Like it's old hip hop songs. Only old heads will know it.
Only old heads. I don't know that. Out of 10, I need to know. So One Rhyme.
Yeah. That's the one I can think of right now. And then a one that comes to mind as well is this Busta Rhymes, We Can Take It Outside. I think it's still Flipmo Squad, We Can Take It Outside. Beautiful track, hip hop song, from the oldies. I vibe with that as well. And then another one that comes now in my top 5. I was just listening to this one recently, and I put it in that track because it plays a very significant role in how we mourn people, and how we listen to it in respect, how the lyrical content went. The one by Puff Daddy, I'll Be Missing You,
Shout out to Diddy. Diddy, you made it to the top 10. Diddy made it. Shout out to Diddy. I love Diddy so much, so to be in your top 10, shout out to Diddy, man. C-Rock Boys, let's go.
Yeah, and then one that comes to mind, obviously, A to the Izo, A son, A.
Jigga man.
We put the Jigga man there because it's cemented his iconic status in the hip hop space. Another one that I think I resonated with, it's called it my dark times, and then I remember I was in the car, and then I opened this car as bonnet. I was sitting waiting for someone. I took the CD out and then I put it in. I listened to that song for 2 straight months.
Oh my God.
Do you know?
What's the name of the song?
It was Lil Wayne when he had introduced me to Mr. Carter. When I was going through tough time, when I put that CD on, it was like, this thing, what is this, man? It's just hitting hard, So I resonated with that. So that Mr. Carter CD, I put it up there as well.
Shout out to Lil Wayne. You made it to the top 5. So you got 5 now. 5 more to go. 5 more to go, and then we're going to go to your spots, As you know, we here because Sol Penduka from Podcast and Chill, they say we must Google Vincent Dunja, and then we Googled you. So we want to know about your journey to Minnesota and all of that. So your top 5, and then we get into that.
All right, in the last top 5, I will put the. Let me just come locally a little bit. I will have Kanye Mavi. Yeah. I'll have my homeboys, 3 Months Cup. They're in that 5. I would have the latest boy just released his music video, Nyeri, Uno July. Uno July is in my top 5 as well, locally, and then the last 2 space I would give it just to the ones who have put us in on the map, aka May Soul Rest in Peace, and Nasty C. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, top 5 Vince locally, 3 Months Cup, No July, aka Nasty C, and Kanye Mavi, the queen in Sweden. We love you, blessings. Sol Penduka again at MacG, the biggest podcast. He said we must Google Vincent Dunja. And Vincent is traveling to the NBA, Minnesota, Timberwolves. So that's a big thing for South Africa. That's a big thing for Africa. That's a big thing for guys in the game of basketball, because all the players in that sphere, like that, I know guys like Francis Marais and all of those guys, I know they were always passionate about basketball, but hearing this news that you are being a part of Timberwolves, Minnesota, and you're also traveling to China and all of these things that are happening. So please, Vince, share, the recipe and what's happening, my brother, so that we can celebrate you the right way.
Well, it's always been a privilege, to wake up and go do something you love. I'm grateful to God, I'm grateful to my ancestors, I'm grateful to my family, I'm grateful to my friends, I'm grateful to my mother and father, may his soul rest in peace. I'm grateful to my kids, I'm grateful to anyone close to me, because they ground me, in so much that even where I am right now, I just feel like I have not done nothing, People celebrate you, people give you your flowers. I mean, that's great, and I'm acknowledging and grateful for that. But I still really feel that I have not done nothing. So as a person who grew up in the dusty streets of Gugulethu, starting to play a game that is not even recognized in South Africa, but taking it to the greater heights, that's something that is unimaginable, even in my own comprehension. But I don't take that for granted. I just take that as gratitude, rather, to say, how can I continuously use that to a betterment of myself, to the betterment of others, to the betterment of just the world that I'm living in, So that's why I'm grateful every day, in a sense that I feel like I'm living 4 or 5 different careers in one body, and that thing is unreal, but nonetheless, I make it look easy because of the way I believe in my higher powers, the way I believe in trust in my surroundings, and just keeping humble about it, knowing it's just the work that has to speak for you, So it's humbling, because I knew that I'm destined for greatness. I still know that there's more coming. But once again, the dream of just having to start as a fairly new coach, having to travel around the world, making Michael Jordan and winning awards all around the world, that was also a very, very, very early achievements for me as a player. But now in my early achievements as a coach, having now to already put my one foot in the NBA, yeah, as you heard those guys on the podcast, and chill, that it's unbelievable, it's unimaginable, but it's happening, and I mean, it's not done by anyone who's behind the mountains. In actual fact, we are in front of the mountains in Cape Town, and just putting it quite clear in saying that it's possible, we all are capable of doing these things. It's just a matter of that self-belief, not letting the background of where we come from determine where we're headed, so that has always been my drive, and I still believe that I'm destined for more, like I said, and it's only a matter of just continuously aligning myself with the universe and calling out what I want and what I need need, and obviously it will conspire. And so far it has shown that, because I don't know many people who wear Timberwolves NBA tops. I don't know many people who get sponsored by Under Armour. I don't know many people who get to travel business class on a daily basis to spaces around the world. So once again, I feel privileged, I feel honored, I feel I just have to keep growing and maturing and inspiring and showing people that they can reach it, man. I mean, they can take it from wherever and just go to the element. But when you speak, you sound crazy, you know, because if I would have told you like 10 years ago that I'll be in the NBA, you'd be like, I'm mad, you know. So that's the attitude that you bring in telling people that put your words out there, tell the world, tell the universe what you need. Sound crazy, but follow it up with hard work. Follow it up with, not dying down in a dream because people don't believe in it, because they don't see the dream. You see it, you know it, you understand it better. You are the ones who can tell, you know. So that's the forethinking, hence even the eyesight. You see my shades, they don't speak to normal day, they speak to 2050.
These are the coolest shades, man, you know, by hands down. Guys, August is the end of is the month of women. You know, we celebrate women in South Africa. We celebrate women all over the world. Before we close the Rooftop TV, the Cape Mic podcast, anything you want us to say for the creative exchange umcimbi wabafazi, you know, which is another black excellence platform to celebrate women, you know. As you know that we celebrate, you know, we are happy to be part of your celebration, you know, before, now, and in the future, you know. And now we're creating a creative exchange umcimbi wabafazi, celebrating our mothers, our sisters, you know, our baby mamas, you know, our future wives, and all of those things. So do you have anything to say, you know, to the women worldwide?
Well, first and foremost, shout out to my mother, you know, the one who bared and make sure that she brought a star into this world. I'm a big advocate for women emancipation. Myself, I run a women's program, you know, where I teach young girls between the 14 and 19 years old leadership qualities. I use the game of basketball to ensure that they become better humans. I'm proud to announce Lutlendaba already was participating in Johannesburg in Basketball Without Borders, a young girl, you know, from the streets of Guguletu now, showcasing her talents in front of Africa in the world, you know. So those are opportunities that I continuously want to create myself personally, but knowing what it's gonna do for the entire female spectrum all around, you know. So I will always like to extend my gratitude for the role that women play all around in the society, you know. So shout out to all the sisters, the mothers, the aunties, you know, for continuously you know, trying to put us in the right path and nurturing us and giving our kids, you know, the right guidance to make them, you know, the future leaders, you know. So it's Women's Month. I also say watinda bafazi watinda mbokodo.
Luta continua. That's what the gentleman always speaks about, you know, positivity, you know, excellence in how we apply ourselves in this beautiful life. So guys, thank you for the Rooftop TV for bringing this beautiful podcast, which is a Cape Mic podcast in the #1 city in Cape Town, you know. My name is Tyrese Bonopopani again. If you want a Vincent Tunja eyewear, they're always available in our events. You can follow B Media Talents, you know, there's Exotic Sundays in Long Street, Cape Town. You can go to Nje, you can go to at Big Street. You can follow me, Tyrese Barney 2023 on Instagram if you like your shades and all of that. So Vince, what inspired your shades? And then we need to know that, and then we're done. So what inspired your shades? Because your shades are the coolest thing, you know. I'm enjoying the view. They look so beautiful. So what inspired your shades?
Well, it's the continuous thought process of looking far ahead, you know, because normality is fine, but sometimes you just have to be extra normal and just, you know, be, you know, above, you know, because not all of us are meant to just be normal and average, you know. You just want to create that thought pattern that makes it look far ahead, because that's where we're heading now. We will have cars that are flying. That's the reality of it. We will be driving to school, you know, in the traffic in the air. That's where we're heading. So that's what I'm trying to portray to anyone who cares to look and listen and say, yo, it's not normal. It's 2050. When you look at it, you're looking far ahead. You look robotic. Yes, we are in the future of the AI right now. Are we aware about it? So those are things that you can look at it, that I'm putting awareness. Say, yo, it's coming. You know, it's 2050. You know, we'll have talking robots. We'll be having a lot of stuff happening, you know, and it started already at these hotels. So we gotta stay ready. So I feel like I'm positioning myself in terms of the eyewear, you know, that I don't want it to be normal. I want it to be extra normal, for people to know that already when they reach that standard, they could relate and see the pictures that we were jumping into future already. So yeah, Vincent Dunja Eyewear 2050. Anyone who wants it, I'm the CEO, the founder. They can check me on Instagram, Vincent Dunja, Facebook as well, Vincent Dunja. I mean, I can let them know and give them the videos and the pictures or whatever that they need regarding the price range. But nonetheless, they can only make you look, you know, different. Just know that when you wear them, it's naturally that you just feel a little bit different in the outlook, and people, the way they look at you, you know, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. So yeah, thank you very much once again to Cape Mic for the platform, to the Rooftop TV, you know, Cape Town, all around. Shout out to everyone who's just trying hard and just doing things. Unga give up, you know, because it is possible, you know. Just get up if you will, dust yourself. Because I mean, it's life, it's understandable. So shout out to anyone who's trying to do something in their own corners, and obviously here we are in Cape Town, one of the most beautiful spaces, and I feel privileged, and I'm grateful for the platform where I could share just my thought patterns and also how I feel about the fashion, the sports, and obviously sharing my shades, man. 2050, man, we're coming.
Thank you, sir. Uti no pro kid. Uti thank you, son. Thank you, son. Siyabulela Rooftop TV, Cape Mic podcast. Follow us on YouTube. We are live. If you're looking for your shades, follow us every Sunday, 215 Long Street. We're doing the exotic Sundays, fashion, music, lifestyle, the best DJ. We're celebrating hip-hop. Umcimbi wabafazi in Cape Quarter next week on the 26th of August. We're celebrating women, so come share the vibe. And actually next week Sunday is my birthday, so yeah, you know, yeah, let's do it. We out.